How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map on Farming Simulator 25 for all platforms called Iowa Plains View. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, inspired by the rolling landscapes of the U.S. state of Iowa, this map offers a customized terrain designed for gameplay and does not represent any specific real-world locations or town. This is a standard size map where you have the freedom to build your farm the way you want. Focus on arable farming, dive into production chains, explore forestry, or combine them all. Your journey begins on the main farm, fully equipped with pre-placed buildings including a cow barn, chicken coop, pigsty, and a set of starter machinery to help you get going. Key features include 30 fields in various sizes from small to large, 2 forestry sites available for logging, biogas plant processes silage into digestate and produces methane gas, a valuable resource that can be collected and sold for profit, traffic and pedestrian enhanced for map realism, multiple paintable terrain textures for detailed landscaping. Custom sowing calendar for soybeans and wheat includes in seasonal growth plan. Local Case IH dealership available for purchasing, selling, or customizing machinery and equipment. Alfalfa is available on the map and can be used just like grass for mowing, baling, feeding, or silage production. Soybean produces usable straw after harvest, which can be collected and used like regular straw. 2 farms are available. The main farm features a grain silo, grain dryer, hog confinement, cow barn, and starting equipment, while the second farm includes a horse stable, sheep/goat pasture that unlock when you buy the farmland. Small creek with waterfalls and a scenic rest area perfect for taking a break. Iowa license plates, 10 collectible golden apples. Production features include Cedar Creek Juice Company produces orange juice, lemonade, blueberry juice, apple juice, pear juice, and plum juice using fresh fruits. Pancake House creates fluffy pancakes using flour, eggs, milk, and syrup. Popcorn Production turns dry corn into a crunchy movie time snack. Two-step maple syrup production chain. Collect maple sap in the forest, then refine it into sweet maple syrup at the syrup house. Pizzeria bakes hot, ready-to-serve pizzas using various local ingredients. Ketchup products transform tomatoes into bottled ketchup. Watermill grinds all cereal crops into flour, including wheat, barley, oat, sorghum, and rice. It also processes corn into corn flour and dry corn into fine corn flour. Dairy expands the new production, including condensed milk, strawberry yogurt, blueberry yogurt, cream, kefir, and chocolate milk. Greenhouse grows fruit and vegetables like oranges, lemons, apples, blueberries, pumpkins, garlic, and more. Oil mill, tailor shop, carpenter, sawmill produces firewood used to fuel the maple syrup production process, but it can also be sold at the local selling station. Grain dryer allows grain to be dried before storage or sale. Fermenter processes grass, chaff, and alfalfa into silage and digestate. Selling stations include Grain Sell Point accepts standard grains. Jackson Farm offers another location for selling grains. Supermarket accepts various food products and processed goods. Alma Train Station allows bulk selling via train and pays a 15% bonus for shipped goods. Propane Station provides propane for grain dryer and other equipment. Animal Dealer is available for buying and selling livestock. Bale Selling Point accepts hay, straw, silage, and other baled materials. Iowa Plains Logistics serves as a supply store where you can purchase all materials required for constructible placeables and production chains. This is a North American map that was created by celobuki and is 931.13 megabytes to download. There are mods required for this map, and they are the workshop. All these are by celobuki, by the way. The workshop, the pole barn, the sheep goat barn, horse stable, and AGI grain dryer. And if we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. We start out up here on the main starting farm, right here in the northeast corner of the map. If we deactivate this, we start out by owning farmlands number 1, 2, and 8. 1 is the main starting farm and a cornfield that is growing. 2 is a wheat field that is ready to harvest, and 8 is an alfalfa field that is also ready to harvest. If we take a look at field prices, they do vary around the map. And we start out down here in the south where we do have some smaller fields for 68,000. We got one a little bit bigger for 229,000, 313. We got 578, 427, 397, 593. Got a bigger one here for 633. Let's go to this one for 336, and so on and so forth. You are able to purchase all areas of the map. As you can see, the kind of main town area here, which includes the shop trigger, repair trigger, this area here, all these production chains, that can be purchased for 52,000. We've got some other kind of forestry bits down here as well for 168,000 and 300,000 respectively. Same thing with the kind of little buyable areas for our sell points and all that stuff. So you are able to purchase all areas on this map. Now, the only exception maybe down here, these are not associated to a farmland, but one thing we're going to check later is if we purchase these production points, does it then allow you to then have the ownership of the land? I think it does, but I didn't remember to confirm that during my initial walkthrough, so we will confirm it live here while I'm recording this. So let's see, moving on. We do have animals to start out with. We have a chicken pasture. We also have a cow barn and a hog confinement, aka pig barn. Contracts are available on this map, and because there's quite a few large fields on this map, the prices for these contracts are pretty decent. We do start out by owning some production chains. As you can see here, we got the AGI grain dryer and a few large glass greenhouses, and there are other available production chains on this map. And then lastly, if we take a look under the statistics tab, there are collectibles on this map, 10 of them to be precise. Now, if we take a look at mods specific to this map, starting onto the buy menu, we scroll down the mods and DLCs, you'll see an Iowa Plains view tile right here. And you can see these are the mods that are specific to this map with the Iowa Plains mod or view mod. These are ones that are specific. And it looks like these have the kind of added features of methane and propane are the two kind of additions to these tankers here. So very nice for that one. And then if we take a look under the build menu, which is right here, we do have some here under buildings and sheds. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. You'll see these ones here that are tagged with Iowa Plains View mod. These are mods that are specific to this map. And then we have under silos, again, scrolling all the way down, we do have one right here, again, specific to this map. Nothing for silo extensions, constructibles, containers, tools, or farmhouses. If we go here under productions, we scroll all the way down. There are a couple here as well. You can see right here, the Sweet Creek Maple Co. Iowa Plains View mod specific to this map. Then under selling point, there is nothing under selling points, but under greenhouses, we scroll all the way down again. We do have the large glass greenhouse. That is a mod specific to this map. There is nothing for cultivation or for generators. Then under animals, we take a look at this one here. You'll see we do have one here for cows. We have nothing for horses. Under pigs, we do have one right here. For sheep, again, we have a couple right here for sheep. And then under chickens, we do have one here, right there. And then lastly, for bees and others, there are nothing here specific to this map. Next, under decorations and fences, we scroll all the way down to the very bottom. You will see that we do have, whoops, let's try that one more again, right there. Mod specific to this map under fences, nothing for lights, nothing for others, but again, under decorations, scrolling all the way down to the bottom, you'll see that we do have a gate that is specific to this map as well. And then lastly, under our landscaping, we have no additional painting swatches, we don't have any additional trees, and we don't have any additional plants. So we do start here at the starting farm, so let's take a look at some of our starting equipment. Starting out on this vehicle with the, or on this tab with the vehicles, we have the Amazon UX 5201 Super Sprayer. We have the Amazon ZGTS 10001. That is a fertilizer spreader. The Accrusion FSX 6372 square bale trailer. We have the Branther TR 340902 PT Plus trailer. The Case IH Terraflex header. We have the Case IH 4408 corn and sunflower header. The Case IH Axoflow 7150 harvester. We have the Case IH Magnum 340 CVX drive. We have a Case Puma 260 CVX drive. The Kinsey 4905 Blue Drive planter. We have the Krone Swadro TS 970 windrower. The Kverneland PW 112 plow. The Lemken Solitaire 12 seeder. The Massey Ferguson 2370 Ultra HD square baler, Nardi N6035 header trailer, Samaz KDD 941 STH rear deck mower, the Samaz KDF 341S front deck mower, the Samaz P8890 tedder, the Vaderstadt NZ Extreme 1425 cultivator, and that is it. So you get quite a bit of a starting equipment here. Now behind me here, sleep trigger. Nope, this way. And wardrobe trigger. Coming out this way. Well, let's open that up. Over here, we have our chicken coop with 100 chickens in it. We have room for 473 chickens. Over here, we have 3 greenhouses. Now, one thing I want to show off is that these are customized greenhouses, so they do require manure right here, water right here, and you can turn on the production right here. If I open the door, click right here, and you will see we have additional products. So we got apples, we have blueberries, we got the normal chili peppers and garlics, we got lemon in here, lettuce, Napa cabbage, oranges is new, pears are new, plums are new, pumpkins are new, and then spring onions, strawberries, and tomatoes. All of those are previously held in the game. So let's go ahead, and we have 3 of these. Over here we have the AGI grain dryer, and as you can see, we can take our various inputs like barley, canola, corn, oats, sorghum, soybeans, sunflower, and wheat, and if we put them in as well as having some propane, we will get the dried equivalency. Input is right here for your grains. Right here is the output for your dried grains, and over here is for the propane. Over here we have the silo for the main farm. Absolutely massive silo. Now coming up way off in the distance right over here. Repair trigger right there. Gonna grab this tractor here. And let's open this door here. To my left is a cow barn. Slurry is way off in the distance over there. Milk is gotten right there. Feed can go in here. And right here is where you can put your animals in. We have 60 cows currently. 374 can fit into this pen. Now turning around. Over here is the pig barn, aka the hog confinement. We have 250 pigs in here to start out with. 1,600 can fit into this. We have feed that goes in here. We have our actual animal dialogue box right there. And on the other side of the building is the the slurry output. Way off in the distance in the back side of this building, it is back there. So now, let's go ahead and make our way around the rest of the map. So we need to start heading out towards town to be able to pick up on our next set of interests. So as we continue to head in towards town, we're going to start seeing things come up here right around this corner. All right, coming up here to this intersection, we're going to make a right. As you can see, passing by town off to the left there. We're going to go just a little bit to the north first before we go and see all the sights in town. All right, now coming up here at this intersection, we're going to make a right. And then, coming up to here, we have the abandoned farm. So let's take a look at the map just real quick. So we're way over here on a main starting farm. We came around out down to this drive here, up and around to farmland number 38, $104,412. We can purchase this just like that. And now you can see we own the land right here. Now, if you go in, and go into the build mode, highlight any one of these to where it turns blue, turn on demolition, and then you can delete it for $102,412. And you basically get all that money right back. And now you have yourself a nice little buildable area. So very nice indeed. Now we head into the back here. To the maple syrup production point here on the map. So come to a stop once again. Purchase farmland number 33 for $436,128. We'll go ahead and do that. Now coming over here, directly in front of me is the water input for the sap portion of the production. Over here is the production chain for the maple sap plantation. And as you can see, we put in water in for maple sap out. And then I believe this is the output for the sap plantation. Over here, we actually have the maple syrup portion of things. So this is Sweet Creek Maple Co. As you can see, we take the maple sap plus firewood and we get maple syrup out. So over here, input right there, output right there. Now we're going to backtrack just a little ways. Over in this direction. All right, so from here, make a right. Now coming up here to my right, be our first set of interests. Here in town, gas station right off to my right, followed by the propane station right over here. So both of those are buy points for the various products. Now I'll turn here. To my left, we have the warehouse sell point. And then over here, we have the warehouse buy point right over there. So now, over here, we have the repair trigger, shop trigger right here. And while we're here at the shop, I'm going to go ahead and invest in something with a little bit more speed to it. And there it is. So now, we'll turn back here. We're going to start in the back and kind of slink our way around this area. So this is the Iowa Gold Press. For $240,000 you can purchase this. And this is the oil mill. So one thing I meant to do, go ahead and click on that. You can see canola, olive, rice, and sunflower. So all those various inputs in, and you get the oil equivalency out. Over here we have our input and output right there. Now, tucked away back here, so this is a sugar mill for $240,000. You can purchase it, and you can see we can just do our normal sugar mill things with the sugar beet cut, sugar beet, and sugar cane. Let's see, we got an output right here and an input right there. So now, going next door to that one, this is the Cedar Creek Juice Co. This is for $300,000. Go ahead and purchase this, and you can make your apple juice, blueberry juice, grape juice, lemonade, orange juice, pear juice, and plum juice. Is all your various outputs. Input is right here, and output is back here. Let's see. We'll stop about right here. Here we have the Pancake House for $200,000. We can purchase that. And we can make pancakes using fine flour, sugar, milk bottled, eggs, butter, blueberry, and maple syrup to make your pancakes. Input here and output there. Over here we have the dairy. As you can see, we have our input for the dairy here. It's actually called the Cedar Ridge Creamery for $210,000. You can purchase it. You can see we can make things such as blueberry yogurt, buffalo milk, buffalo mozzarella, butter, and more butter, cheese, chocolate milk, condensed milk, cream, goat's milk bottled, goat's cheese, kefir, as well as milk bottled. We also have strawberry yogurt and yogurt. And then output is here. Input were these tanks right here. So now, over here, We have the popcorn production, 240,000 to purchase it. And you can see we can make buttered popcorn as well as popcorn. We can just take our dried corn and or our dried corn and butter, and we make buttered popcorn and regular popcorn. Now we got an input right here, output around the backside right there. Continuing to head back down the road. Ketchup factory is right here. Room for $150,000 to purchase. And nope, meant to actually press. There we go. So this one, tomatoes, water, ketchup, easy peasy. Over here, input here, and output in the back right there. Supermarket sell point is right here. So we got a couple of production points here, and all their triggers are in the back. So I'm going to go over these two here real quick, and then I'll show off where their inputs and outputs are. So the first one we have is the pizzeria for $240,000. You can purchase this one. And if we go ahead and purchase this one, see, we can make our pizza using flour, ketchup, and cheese. Let's see, next one is over here. This is the tailor shop, $240,000 for this one. We'll go ahead and purchase, and you can see we take our fabric and make it into clothes. So this one, just a normal tailor shop. And then if we cut through the back here, we have an input and output for our tailor shop, as well as input and output for a pizzeria right there. And then over here, we have the bakery, $150,000 for the bakery. Input here, and output right there. Oh, there's the truck way back there. Now if we go ahead and take off from here, following this way off to the next intersection. As we continue to follow this road, up here where the road forks, we'll go ahead and follow it this way. As we continue down this road, we're coming up on our next set of interests, located right over here. Now, tucked away over here, we have the sawmill. Input there, wood cell trigger here. A bunch of outputs for the sawmill right there. And the owner of this can be you for $150,000. Jackson's Sawmill. We also have a output right here as well. I believe this one is for wood chips, and I believe these are all the various outputs for the various productions besides wood chips. Over here, we have the carpentry. For 300,000, you can purchase the carpentry. Output is right here, and input is down here with a wood cell trigger right there. Actually, let me go ahead and purchase. And you can see you can make furniture using your planks, long planks, and wood. Heading back out, we'll continue to head in this direction. So coming out to the main road over here, make a left. And now take this to the right, go around. Now this is farm number 2. Go ahead and stop here, take a look at the map. So we were all the way, let's see, out here to farmland number 38 and 33. We backtracked and we went through the shop trigger, repair trigger, went through, the warehouse, the shop trigger, repair trigger right here. And then we went around all of these. So we went to Iowa Gold Press, and we went to the sugar mill, the Cedar Creek Juice Co. We then went to the Cedar Ridge Creamery, then the Pancake House, over the popcorn production. We came back out to the front here to the ketchup production, went across the street to the supermarket, and then we saw the pizzeria, the tailor shop, as well as the bakery. Oops. Then we came out of town over and around to the sawmill here, the carpentry over here, then came back out, looping all the way back into farmland number 34. For $373,500, you can purchase this, and you get all this. Sleep trigger right here, wardrobe along the side here, over here we have our horse pasture or horse stable, 4 horses in total with room for 16. Feed can go here. And next door we have our sheep barn with room with 100 sheep already in it, room for 174. We have our feed that can go in here, and we can load in right here. Now over here, I think I walked by this one earlier. Open the door. Repair trigger right there. Now I'll hop back in the car, in the truck. And from here, we're going to head kind of south-southeast. Just a little ways, not too far. Now over here, to my left is the bale sell point, and then straight ahead is the animal dealer. Now if you want to purchase animals for any of your pens and pastures around your map, you can go ahead and use this icon right here, and you can purchase your animals directly using this, or the same icon at any pens and pastures. You can also purchase your animals directly from there as well. Now you can by doing this, though, you will incur an additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. The animal dealer is taking the animals from this location, delivering them for you to wherever you have your pens and pastures set up around the map. Now, to give you some context, and the delivery fee associated to an adult cow is $100 per adult cow. That's on top of the already base price. So base price for a cow is $1,175. Add an extra $100 for that adult cow. Now, if we're to slam open 250 additional cows, that means we're going to spend an additional $25,000 on top of the base price. So it adds up really quickly. Now, you can bring an animal trailer to this location, park it inside the hazard mark, and then approach the dialog box. You should be able to access it and load your animals directly into the animal trailer rather than them delivering them for you. Now, off to the left of the building, over here, we have a a rent train trigger right there. And we also are approaching the Grain West Silo. This is a train silo. And then way off in the distance over here, right there, we have the grain sell point. Now getting back over the road. And now, follow this out far more to the east. As we continue on, you can start to see the points of interest coming up in the distance. So starting out here, open the gate. Here we have the fermenter. You can purchase this for $400,000 even. Go ahead and do so, and you can see we can take our alfalfa, our chaff, dry alfalfa, grass, and hay and turn it all into silage, plus having digestate as a byproduct. Now, one thing I wanted to check out was the map. And as you can see, I purchased this production point, and the map all automatically comes up with me owning the land now, which is exactly what I was hoping was going to happen. Let's see, over here, we have our output for our digestate right there, and output for silage is right here. Now back over here, across the way. Open that. We have the biogas plant. So input for liquids is right there. You can purchase the biogas plant for $1.5 million. As you can see, solid input right here. Let's grab the truck. And over here, we have our output for our digestate right there. So now if we continue heading towards the north, so over here we have a constructible area. We purchase farmland number 36 for $120,684. Go ahead and do so. See all these new triggers come up. Over here, we have a small shed. All of these are constructibles, by the way. Everything I'm about to read here is a constructible. Over here, we have the log cabin, grain elevator museum, and way off in the distance, another small shed. Now, if we take a look, you can see just what the property here has. So one thing I wanted to point out is that some of these icons here just are not listed. So you can see the two small sheds, they're not listed here, but we do have things like the buildable cabin, the grain elevator museum, as well as the kind of where the home is eventually going to get built. Ooh, thought I was going to make it. Nope. Across the street over from this direction, we have Jackson Farm sell point. And now we're going to head off to our last point of interest. Across the street. We just keep following this road around. And now coming up here off to the left. You can see the road is coming to, yep, there it is. And as we continue to follow this around, we'll see the last point of interest way off into the distance. All right, so over here, let's see, I believe, where did I find that trigger? There it is. Aha. The watermill. For $300,000 you can purchase a watermill. And as you can see, you can take things like your barley and create that into flour, as well as corn into corn flour. You can take your dried corn and make it into fine corn flour. Fine flour being your sorghum, your wheat, your barley, and your thin, or in this case, dried oats. And that all turns into fine flours, which is all different from regular flour. And then you have your regular flour right here for oats. You can also make your rice flour, sorghum flour, again, regular flour being used. And all those things are wait, I'm sorry, the fine flour, these are all dried. Dried sorghum, wheat, barley. So you can utilize the AGI grain dryer to be able to put this in. I think I misspoke earlier. So yeah, all those things can be utilized right here. And then over here, input for it is right here. And then I'm trying to remember where the output was. I think it's right. Yep. Barely see it, but those are the hash marks right here for the production. So that will be the output area right there. And that is it. That is everything here for Iowa Plains View. Now it's time to give you my opinion and let you know what I think. 0 to 5, wow, I can talk, I swear. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. It's Iowa Plains View. It's a 5 out of 5. It's an amazing map. Beautiful, beautiful map. So let's start out with the positives. Color palette is top notch. Absolutely incredible. You can see all the various, whoa, hey there. You can see all the various just like kind of darker colors for the grass, the bushes and stuff like that, but it's all pretty tamed. Like it's all very kind of monotoned. You got your kind of greens, your little bit darker greens, but that's about it. That's really about it. There's only certain places around the map where you're going to see big, bright pops of color, and they're basically visually representing where humans have been. So it makes sense that, hey, we're going to plant all these different colors because that's what we'd expect humans to do. You know, you've got the area off to the left here. I do believe there's some kind of pops of color in here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so you can see all the reds and stuff for the flower beds and all that. That's all kind of here for the, again, it just makes sense that, you know, humans have basically decorated this and made it look unnatural. But the rest of the map just feels solid. And then you look at the hills and undulations. I mean, again, just absolutely incredible. Everywhere you look, you're seeing hills and swoops and valleys, but you're also getting an opportunity to see the kind of vast openness as well, which is really kind of a feat, if you ask me, because not too many maps can really get away with it. But this one has enough hills and enough undulations to really kind of do it. Then you look at the starting farm, which, holy smokes, the starting farm on this map is incredible. I have always loved Iowa Plains View starting farm. I've always loved it. The way that you always start out when you first load into the map is you're standing right outside of the house area there, and you're kind of looking right into the yard, including the main silo area. It's just one of the most awe-inspiring silos I think I've ever come across in my farming simulator tenure here. Being able to see the kind of grandness of that is just incredible. It is huge. So it really stands out. It's really prominent and just makes it really kind of an interesting look and feel to the starting farm. Then you talk about your starting animals, chickens, pigs, and cows. You're starting out really strong on the starting farm. You're also getting a lot of good starting equipment as well. So again, you're starting out really strong. So overall, I mean, I just love this map. I absolutely love this map. It's got everything that I look for personally when it comes to a map that I want to play on. And you can see way off in the distance, there's your starting farm, and it just looks like grandiose, like just absolutely massive of a system. Like that silo system is just so impressive at how it just makes the farm just feel just overwhelmingly large. Just overwhelmingly large. But once you kind of get into things, you get into the swing of things, it's actually not that bad. Like you can really kind of expand things out. You can really kind of sink your teeth into the map. And there's been a couple of changes from like the 22 version now here to the 25 version. The main starting farm is one of the biggest ones that I noticed because it's radically different, the yard. Like you've always kind of had this openness to the starting farm, but this one feels really open. Like you're almost look like you're intended to be able to put down a bunch of placeables all here at the starting farm and do whatever it is that you want to do with it. It's fantastic. I love it. I love this map as a concept. When it was coming to FS25, now that it's finally here, I could not be any happier. And I hope that you enjoyed this map tour. And if you did, please show me about liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy doing. It shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.